Today we're going to talk about spiritual unhealthy codependency, being so dependent that I become disempowered, dysfunctional. Let's talk about it because it's common and important. So in psychology, they have a dysfunction called codependency. And if you read about it, a lot of it looks like everything we should be doing in Krishna consciousness. Not exactly, but it seems that way. Shouldn't I be dependent on my guru? Shouldn't I be dependent on the mercy of my guru? Yes. But should I be so dependent that I become weak, that I can't think, that I don't know what to do, that I have to get validated for everything, otherwise I have no enthusiasm? Then it becomes dysfunctional. Sometimes the guru can be codependent on the disciple. If the disciple doesn't do what the guru wants, the guru's not happy. So my happiness now is depending on someone doing what I want. Not good. Or is depending on someone validating me for everything I do. And a lot of times devotees will ask me questions, and I won't give them the answer. And I'll say, what do you think? Or I'll say, you should answer this question. It's not a question I should answer. And they say, but I don't know the answer. And I say, you actually do know the answer, but you're afraid for some reason to think for yourself because you think, well, your guru should be thinking for you because you don't want to do anything that will displease him. Okay, that's okay. But as you mature in Krishna consciousness, you've been given so much knowledge by your guru, so much knowledge by Prabhupada, you actually know what to do. But you're afraid to acknowledge you know what to do because you've been made to think that I don't know what to do, only my guru knows what to do. So then the codependency of being dependent on hearing from the guru, but not being able to take that and put that practically into action, that becomes a weakness. One time Prabhupada was asked, how do you know that your disciples are pleasing you? He said, I asked the temple president if they're doing well. So this, how can I go on unless I know my guru is pleased, or he gave me a nasty look today, so my whole life is ruined? We don't want to raise generations of devotees on that level. Then we would have a bona fide cult. You know, all the anti-cult people could use us as a specimen. Here's a cult. These people, if they don't get the proper glance from their guru, their life is wasted. They want to kill themselves. They can't think for themselves. They don't know what to do. They're always asking, should I do this? Is this okay? What about? So there's a level where, yes, I want to please my guru, and yes, I want to hear from my guru, and I want to understand from him what to do, and from my seniors and my Siksha gurus and so forth. But there's a level where it just becomes dysfunctional, or I can't even think for myself, or I think everything I think is wrong. There's something, I'm so bad, I'm so low. And then define that as humility. Humility doesn't mean everything you think is wrong or bad. And if we are taking intelligent devotees and making them think that everything they think is wrong or bad, what are we doing to them? We're destroying them. So many times you know what's best for your spiritual life. You just know because Krishna is in your heart and Krishna is telling you. And Prabhupada said so many times, Krishna is in your heart, he will guide you. He's the Chaita Guru. He will tell you what to do. And then so many times we doubt that, no, I'm not very smart, I'm not very intelligent, I don't know. So it's healthy to think that way up to a certain point, and beyond a certain point, it becomes unhealthy. So there's this fine line between healthy dependence on Guru and his instructions, on seniors and their advice, and unhealthy dependence where you actually know the answer. And I want to tell you a funny story that happened. One devotee wrote me, and this devotee was questioning me. What about this? What about that? And so I would give the answer. And then it turns out in the next paragraph, she would give her answer. Like she's posing the question, and then I didn't know the way the letter was going. She would pose a question, I'd give the answer, then the next paragraph was her answer. Then she'd pose a question, I'd give the answer, I'd read the next paragraph, that was her thinking it out. And this went on with 3 questions and 3 answers. And guess what? I gave the answer, I'd read her answer, the same answer. And I wrote her back and I said, you know what to do. You just don't trust yourself that you know. Somehow or other, you've been trained to think that you don't know, that your intelligence is not valid. It's exactly the way Prabhupada doesn't want us to be. He wants us to be independently thoughtful. Get the knowledge, apply it, use your God-given intelligence. Krishna will guide you, give you intelligence, your intuition, your sense of right and wrong, and go for it. And most of the time, you will hit it right on the head. You will know what to do. Krishna will guide you. So I thought this was so funny. Not funny, it was actually sad. I mean, funny in a sense, but sad in the sense that she knew what to do, but she doubted herself. And how many devotees, how many of you out there actually know what to do, but you doubt yourself? I once went traveling and I was getting the same feedback everywhere I was going. They would say, I appreciate what you're saying in class and I agree with it. And I always felt that way, but I always felt that I was wrong, that it wasn't right because other people weren't voicing what I was voicing in class. So they were meant to feel that, well, maybe it's not right. So I think a lot of times we sense what's right, but we lack confidence. And so all we have to do is go to some senior devotee and say, this is what I think. And I know maybe not everybody thinks this way. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? And sometimes you don't even have to do that because you'll know if you allow yourself, you will know. Well, Prabhupada said this, Prabhupada said that. I see this situation. I put 2 and 2 together. This is obviously 4. So don't be so afraid to be independently thoughtful. That's what it means to be a brahman. And we need more independently thoughtful people. We don't want to raise a group of devotees who don't know how to think, who are just overly dependent. And we don't want to be leaders that create that over-dependency. We want to be leaders that help people think. If we as leaders need people to be dependent on us, that's unhealthy for us, and it's unhealthy for them. Hare Krishna.